Hello everyone. Today we're going to solve a very common problem in Linux. Sometimes you need a task to run automatically. Maybe you want to back up every night. Maybe you want a log file cleaned once a week. Linux already has a built-in tool designed for this. It is called Cron. And in this video I will show you the simplest way to schedule a task to run automatically in Linux. We will go step by step, and by the end you will know how to create your first scheduled job. If you would like to follow along, there's a link to try the node in the video description. Now let's move to the terminal and walk through this together. Before we type anything, let's quickly explain the idea. Cron is a task scheduler. That simply means that you tell Linux to run this command at this time automatically. Once it's configured, Linux will run the task without you needing to remember. For example, it can run a backup every night, it can clean logs every week, it can restart a service every morning. So now let's look at where these scheduled tasks lives. In Linux, scheduled tasks are stored in something called a Crontab. Crontab simply means cron table. It is a list of tasks the system will run automatically. To view your Crontab, you simply type crontab-l for list. And you will probably see something similar to this, no Crontab for user. That simply means that no scheduled tasks exist yet. That is completely normal for a new system. So next we will create one. To create or edit a scheduled task, you would use this command, crontab-e for edit. Press enter. The system will open a text editor. If this is your first time using it, it will ask you what editor you would like to use. Even for those of y'all with experience, I would suggest the default because this is the easiest to go back and edit. So now you'll see a file like this. The first line says that edit this file to introduce tasks to be run by Cron. Each task to run has to be defined through a single line. Now all these lines that start with the hashtag symbol are comments. They are just instructions and will not run. What we're going to do is that we're going to add our own line at the very bottom below these comments. Now if you look at this example Crontab job here, you can see that each cron job has two parts. The first part is the schedule, and then the second part is the command. Now looking back at the schedule, you'll see that the schedule has 5 time fields in it. They represent the minute, the hour, the day of the month, and the day of the week. So for example, we could enter a command like this. 5 stars and then the command. But first let's explain what each of these stars mean. Each of these stars mean run every possible value. So this means that every minute of every hour of every day of every month on every day of the week, whatever command I have here will run. That would run this command every single minute. We'll try a safe example for this. Let's schedule a simple task. We will make Linux write the current time to a file every minute. And to do that, we simply add this line, we'll add this command to the line we already have. Date, and we're going to pipe it into a file. Date, and then we're going to cron it into a file called cron-test.txt. So again, this schedule means run every single minute. The command date, and date's going to print the current system time, and these symbols mean to append the output to a file, and the file we're going to put all this in is cron-test. And so now we're going to save this file, and since we're using nano, we're going to hit Control X and then Shift Y and enter. And the system should confirm the new Crontab was installed with a message similar to this saying Crontab installing new Crontab. That means your scheduled task is now active. So Cron checks task every minute. So we will simply wait a couple of minutes. I'm going to pause the video. So now if we were to run the ls command, you should now see the cron test file. So if we were to cat it, we're going to see where date has ran twice now since the cron's been installed. So each time cron runs the job, a new timestamp is going to be added to this text file. And this confirms our scheduled job is working. Now that we have a working example, let's look at how schedules work. So a schedule like this would mean that on minute 0, hour 2, this command will run. So at 2 a.m., whatever command I run right here will run. It's going to run every day. Another example, this means that at 3 a.m. on Sunday, this command will run. Now remember, this column right here is for day of the week. It starts at 0, so the first day of the week is Sunday. So 0 is Sunday, 1 is Monday, 2 is Tuesday, and so on. You can use numbers to define a very specific schedule if you wanted to. But let's say you wanted to modify an existing job later. You simply run the Crontab E command again. Your same editor is going to come up, and you come down here and change the schedule however you want to, or even change the command. I'm going to take out these false commands so that they won't cause an error. And then after you get finished doing anything, you need to save it. Control X and Y and enter, save. There's nothing to restart. It automatically reloads itself, as you see from the message that I put out. This is installing the new cron. Now let's say you have a cron job you want to remove. Again, you do Crontab-E, and if you want to, you can completely remove it, or you can put the hashtag symbol in front of it, and this comments it out so it won't run. You can save and exit, and it reloads the Crontab again. Now, if you wanted to, you can remove all Crontabs from your system by using Crontab-R for remove. But I'm going to warn you, this is a very dangerous command because it deletes everything in there completely. And I would suggest you don't use it unless you have to. Here are the 3 most common beginner mistakes I see made. Using relative paths. Cron runs with a limited environment, so basic commands might fail. For example, if I had a script called backup in my home directory and all I did was put backup in my cron job instead of telling it how to get to the backup file, that would probably run. Instead, I would need something like the path to backup and then save it that way. And if you're ever not sure what the full path is to a command, you simply do which and then the command name, and that would tell you how to get to the command that you're trying to run. The second biggest mistake that I see people make with cron is forgetting to make their scripts executable. So if I was just to have a script here labeled touch script.sh, change the name, sh, by default it is not executable. So even if I put into Crontab to run the script, it won't be able to run it because it's not executable. I'd first have to chmod it +X, and now that it's executable, I can add it to the Crontab. And the third mistake I see people make is expecting instant results. Cron only checks schedules once per minute. If you schedule something for every minute, it may take up to 60 seconds before it runs, and that delay is normal. So let me clear the screen. And now let's look at a very real-world scenario here. System logs can grow very large over time, so you might want to clear temporary files once a week. So to do that, we would do Crontab-E to edit it. And then we're going to go down here at the bottom, and we're going to say at 2 a.m. every day, every month, on Sundays. And we're going to tell it to run the rm command -rf, the temp directory, and we're going to put an asterisk, the temp directory and an asterisk. So it's going to remove any non-private file from the temp directory. So any type of temporary file that you don't have to worry about. And it's going to run on minute 0, hour 2, so 2 a.m., on day of the week 0, which is Sunday. So this cleanup job runs every Sunday at 2 a.m. And this is a pretty common maintenance task used on servers. Cron makes sure it runs automatically without anyone having to log into it. Now, one thing you need to keep in mind when scheduling, this is going to be the time and date that is on the server. To see what the time is on your server, you run the date command, and right now on my server it is 7:46 p.m. Now you can change that to sync it up to whatever your current time zone is, but that's beyond the scope of this video here. Now, if you have trouble remembering exactly what the schedule means in Cron, there's a lot of free Cron help resources out there that you can go to, and it would tell you exactly what the schedule is and give you hints on how to abbreviate something that you want to run on a regular basis, like maybe daily or annually even. So just some extra tools to keep in your toolbox as an IT professional. Cron is one of the most useful tools in Linux. Once you understand the basic schedule format, you can automate many routine tasks. Work through this a few times, create a few test jobs, and watch how they run. Very quickly, this will start to feel natural. And if this video helped you understand Cron, please leave a comment down below.